Hello and welcome to the Little Decisions podcast. I am so excited you're here. I have a wonderful show planned for us today. We're going to start by me explaining how I look at gratitude differently in a section I call Words Matter. After discussing kindness and gratitude as a way of living, I'll share some related quotes that help to inspire me to put these ideas into practice. Since I was not at the Marigold Market recording this last weekend, there is no question of the week, but I'll briefly explain that and how you can be on the podcast. We then travel back in time to the nostalgia corner to discuss how the Care Bears embody gratitude. It's a really fun discussion. I'll then end the show with a preview of what will be at the market this weekend, and I'll have picked our very first song of the week. I'm very excited. I hope you stay tuned. Today we're going to be talking about gratitude. So, let's get right to it. What do I mean by gratitude? Well, gratitude is the quality of being thankful. It's a readiness to show appreciation for and to return kindness. So it's being thankful for what you have and not always seeking more. And that's not something that comes easy for me. I don't know about you, but I tend to want more and more and more. And I just end up racking up credit card debt. But gratitude is being thankful. It's an indebtedness to a spirit, I guess. It's a feeling of thankfulness and appreciation. Gratitude's also interesting because it's not just one thing, right? It's a practice. It's a virtue. It's a feeling. It's an understanding. It's a way of being present. Gratitude is many things. I think gratitude and kindness go hand in hand. Because when you're thankful for what you have, you can be more appreciative to those around you. My own experience with gratitude has been an interesting one. It was only a few years ago that I really honestly embraced this idea of being grateful. Actually, to put it into practice, the first probably 6 months, I was almost obsessive in how I handled it. I decided to write what I was grateful for every single morning. And I did so without fail for a while. But I realized it was just something that I was doing. It wasn't something I was experiencing. And that's what I wanted. I wanted gratitude to be an experience. And I want that for you. So for that to happen, my practice had to change. So now what I do is I have to choose gratitude, right? So even in the worst scenarios, I can be grateful. Even in the worst ones. And that can be hard. But gratitude was with me, and I chose it when I had to deliver the eulogy at my mom's funeral. That wasn't an easy thing to do. And I wanted to focus on a lot of things that I was angry about. But that wasn't the purpose. And I knew that. And I knew I would regret doing anything more than a tribute to my mother. So I found my gratitude to her for everything she had done across a lifetime. I had to get a different perspective. And I think that's what gratitude gives us. I'm reminded of Dr. Emoto's Secrets of Water, where gratitude actually changed the molecules in the water. And it reminded me that our words and our thoughts can heal water, right? Our intentions are powerful. Those intentions can heal us too. And that's how I put gratitude into practice. So my suggestion for you in putting it into practice is really simple. First, look at what you're actually grateful for. What are the things that matter to you? And then second, think about the intentions of what you want to experience in your life. How do you want your life to be lived? And set every day an intention of gratitude. I think you'll find it makes a huge difference in your day. And I'm excited to find out more. You'll have to share on social media. Kindness is also contagious, and it's recognizable as an emotion, even if people don't speak the same language. Have you ever been in a scenario where someone was doing something kind for you, and you recognized it without any words being shared? Like maybe someone opened a door for you, or just gave you a smile on a really hard day. I remember one time I was walking up a hill in a cast. It's like a foot boot cast, and I was struggling to get up that hill, and I was sweating. And someone stuck their hand out the window and gave me a thumbs up. And I tell you what, it made it a little bit easier to get up that hill. That's kindness. That's something I can be grateful for, too. As you think about gratitude yourself, ask yourself some of these questions. How do you define gratitude in your life? And how do you think you can practice it? Do you think you would like to do something like I do, where you set intentions with it as well? Or do you just want to be grateful for what you have and be present in the moment? Do you know how gratitude can manifest into public spiritedness? By that, I mean, how can you give back because you're grateful for what you already have been given? You know, we drive on roads every day that we didn't build. We eat food we didn't grow. And I wonder, how can we show gratitude for that? And now, the answer everybody's been waiting for. Why a pineapple? Actually, why 3 pineapples? There are 3 pineapples on the Little Decisions logo, and I wanted to take a minute and talk about those. They stand for kindness, connection, and community. For kindness, that means being friendly, generous, and considerate. It's behavior marked by generosity. And being kind is who I aim to be. I decided I wanted to do a podcast about kindness because I wanted to be a kinder person. And that's not easy to do. I mean, if I think about it, I'm pretty selfish most of the time. It's actually a little bit surprising. Don't ask my husband about that, please. He'll offer way more information. Point being, I want to be kind. I want to be friendly, generous, and considerate of others. So, I like the idea of talking and sharing about what I want to be. That's how I practice gratitude. That's how I set those intentions of how I want to live my life. So, that's the first pineapple. The second pineapple is connection. That's where my retro-infused art comes in. The nostalgia of it all. You see, connection means finding meaning in our lives. And I really struggled with that. Kept thinking I was something I wasn't. And it really made me, I guess you could say, that I had to find meaning in my life by understanding where I really came from, looking at the good with the bad. And that's something that came about once both my parents were gone. Well, actually all 4 of my parents. You see, I had 3 dads, but that's a story for another day. Let's talk about our third pineapple, community. The Little Decisions podcast is based at the Marigold Market in Winterville because it needed a community. It needed a place to live. And you'll hear more about that market a little bit later on in the episode. But for now, just know that this podcast has its roots somewhere. It has a place that it lives. And I, for some reason, felt like that was important for this. Because if you're going to talk about kindness, you want to talk about how it impacts a community. Because it does compound. It builds. And I wanted to show what that looks like. Because I haven't seen that done before. We'll see how successful I am. Each week at the Marigold Market on Saturdays, I plan to have a question or questions of the week. This is your opportunity to be on the podcast. If you want to be involved, join me this Saturday at the Marigold Market in Winterville, Georgia, between 10 a.m. and 2. I'll be in a tent this week because I'll be doing interviews. So this is your chance to be on the podcast. You don't just have to answer the question of the week. If there's something that you want to talk about on this podcast, come by and say hello. We can talk. See you soon. These are quotes that inspire, and these relate to gratitude and kindness. The first one is from Princess Diana, and it is, carry out a random act of kindness with no expectation of reward, safe in the knowledge that one day someone might do the same for you. I really like that idea, random act of kindness with no expectation of reward. I understand the urge to be kind and take a picture and share it with your friends. I have that too. I'm not better than anyone else. I have the same urges. But I don't want to take a picture of someone suffering and me being proud to have helped them. I just want to help them. So this quote really spoke to me. The next quote I want to share is from Franklin D. Roosevelt. And it is, human kindness has never weakened the stamina or softened the fiber of a free people. A nation does not have to be cruel to be tough. I really like that idea. However you fall on the political spectrum, I think you can say that there's a difference between being cruel and being tough. Our next quote is from Mark Twain, and it is, kindness is the language with Our next quote is from Mark Twain. Kindness is the language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. And I love that because kindness is an emotional language, and we all speak the same emotion, at least to some extent. And the top quote is from Queen Oprah, and it is, be thankful for what you have, you'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never, ever have enough. This is really true. An example I'll give you is when I concentrate on what I think I need or what I want, such as, let's say, online shopping, I don't ever have enough. I think I need more and more. But when I focus on what I have plenty. And I hope you do too. For this week's Nostalgia Corner, this is where I make a classic pop culture reference in relation to the topic. Since we're talking about gratitude and kindness, I think we should talk about the Care Bears. Why? Well, they kind of embody what kindness and gratitude look like. It's interesting. I went through and found some of the original bear names, because there's some new ones that the show's been recreated a couple times, but the 10 original include Bedtime Bear, Birthday Bear, Cheer Bear, which is basically me as a Care Bear, Good Luck Bear, Grumpy Bear, Love a Lot, Tender Heart Bear, and Wish Bear. And although I am like Cheer Bear in that I have great enthusiasm and I'm very excitable, I'm probably also a lot like Tender Heart Bear. I can get hurt pretty easy. What about you? Which original Care Bear are you? For the At the Market section this week, I don't have too much because I wasn't at the market last week to do a question of the week. However, I will be there this week, and I'm very excited. I will also be starting my vendor highlight interviews. I'm going to be starting with some female farmers, and I'm very excited to have picked these people to talk to. I can't wait to share more information, but you'll have to stay tuned and come back, okay? If you want to go ahead and hit subscribe, that would be great. I also want to take a moment and thank Sherry and Anderson. Reset. I also want to take a moment and thank Sherry Anderson, the Marigold Market manager. Reset. I also want to take a moment and thank Sherry Anderson, the Marigold Market manager, for all of her incredible hard work. Anyone who goes to the market knows Sherry, and her dedication is just, frankly, it's inspiring. So thank you, Sherry, for all you do. I'd like to end the episode this week with the song of the week. This is a song from the 70s, 80s, or 90s that kind of ties into the topic. And since we picked gratitude and kindness, I decided to pick the song released in 1998 from Natalie Merchant, Kind and Generous. And the lyrics I want to focus on are, "You've been so kind and generous, I don't know how you keep on giving. For your kindness, I'm in debt to you, and I never could have come this far without you." You know, the song. La 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 la. La 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 la. It's that song. Yeah, you got it now. Now it's in your head. Sorry about that. But I picked those lyrics because I wanted to include a special thank you to my husband, Micah. He has allowed me to dedicate more time, energy, and resources to this podcast than I thought possible. And it wouldn't be here if it weren't for him. So, thank you. I never could have come this far without you. And with that, pineapple with care.